flowers, would you still be here by my side? Yeah, I thought this moment could be ours.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Elemental Series 2. And it is Group Air this evening, the air element of our 4 elemental qualifiers. I'm Tofu Elliott, and I am joined still by Astral. What a series we had in the first of the evening. Rix GG claiming victory over Wu, 3-1. And now we're going to see them face off against Triple Trouble. Is that a harder matchup, Astral?
Has to be a harder matchup, doesn't it, coming into this one? 2 RLCS Titans going head-to-head in this one. But then again, the Wu actually finished higher than Triple Trouble in the last RLCS regional, so the Wu looking like a very solid team as well. But I think Triple Trouble have to be considered the better team at this point in time, the bigger stature, and the 2 biggest teams we have in this group, they're both invited and going head-to-head, going to be a very, very big matchup.
Yeah, and it is going to be a challenge for both of these teams. Both of them would really obviously like to win here to really cement their way through to the finals this weekend. Just for a little bit of clarity on how we got here and what the format is, we had open qualifiers on Saturday, closed qualifiers on Sunday. Now, the team, there was a team picked from the upper bracket that qualified and the team from the lower bracket qualified from the closed qualifiers. They are in the group now. And in air, we have Wu and Euronics coming through from the closed qualifiers. We have 2 RLCS teams invited to these group stages. Triple Trouble and Rix GG are the team in the air group that have been invited. And I thought that might just give a little bit of elaboration and context as to where we are right now and why we expect Rix GG and Triple Trouble to be taking the wins here tonight. It's just a question of what happens when they come head to head.
Yeah, it's going to be a big clash. And of course, both of these 2 teams, they've already won a series. So if they win this one here, they go 2-0 for the group. And they're basically through already. They confirmed that second place spot. But obviously, which team goes potentially 3-0 and gets top spot is obviously going to be decided in the final game of the evening. But if you go 2-0, you're essentially through and secure through to the final bracket. But everyone wants to get that top spot. You want the better seeding. So you're not going to be playing against the top teams in the other groups because, of course, we've got some very dangerous teams. We've got Team Singularity and Sandrock in Group B, Team Liquid, Trainhard in Group C, and Team Queso in Group D. So there's a lot of good teams that you certainly want to try and avoid by getting that top seed if you can. So this is still a very big game for both Rix and Triple Trouble.
Yeah, tremendous amount of talent in this competition, and that's what's making it so exciting to sit down every day and follow, and especially what a privilege it is to get to analyze this gameplay. And we would not be able to do any of this without our sponsors who make this all possible. Phoenix Blue are an organization working in Sweden to develop the esports scene there, and they are putting on events for the Swedish esports scene, trying to get bigger money prizes and bigger events in general, and just grow the whole scene, which is good for everyone, good for Europe, good for us. So please go and check out their Challenger Mode space. The link will be in chat. And also make sure to go and follow their Twitch, because they will be hosting, apart from all of the bigger events they'll be doing throughout 2021, they'll be hosting the B stream for Elemental Series 2 in the later stages of the groups, and also the B stream on the final day. So go and drop them a follow.
Yep, and then also to our other sponsors over in the US, Antlion Audio. Our voices are coming to you through these fantastic microphones. The Mod Mic Wireless makes it detachable, doesn't it, Elliot? With a fantastic magnet clip that just attaches to the side of your headphone as you hear me distantly walk away as my microphone is removed. And it's really that simple. They're a fantastic piece of kit. You can check them out on Twitter and on their website as well. They ship worldwide, and they really are a fantastic microphone, giving some great quality, some great volume as well, and of course, make it so convenient with a fancy packed little case to keep it all secure.
Well, it's nothing left now to do but watch some Rocket League Game 2, or shall I say the second series of the evening here in the air qualifiers. Rix GG, the team in blue, head to head with Triple Trouble, the team in orange, and this really does promise to be an absolute firecracker of a game. Rix under some early pressure here, not able to clear immediately as Rizex gets the touch towards the backboard. Cash Looking to take it out into midfield. RizX looking inside. Tad's going to be up, and he's going to pop it off of the backboard. Rise is there. It's turned away by Cash. A lot of early pressure here for Triple Trouble, and Rix seem to have been pinned back in their own half, kind of in a similar manner as to what they did to Wu in game 1 of their first series.
Yeah, not something they're going to be used to either. They were looking very, very aggressive in the previous one, and they might have to tone down that aggression a little bit in this series, because obviously Triple Trouble are going to be aggressive themselves and try and clamp down on any mistakes we make. But we talked about that defense. It's going to have to step up for Rix in this one, because if it doesn't, this offensive Triple Trouble team is going to find some gaps. But we'll see if Rix.GG have figured out some of their mistakes in the break and if they can improve on that performance.
Well, the first minute is gone. Triple Trouble looking to open up the scoring here, and they will. A phenomenal passing play from Rise and Tad.
Yeah, Rise finding Tadpole, and that shot is a banger right over the goalkeeper. Cash not getting up quickly enough, not get any boost to reach it. You can't really blame him for not reaching that one with the pace he had and 0 boost. But a minute gone, and so far Triple Trouble dominating, but only the first shot of the game, and at least at the first goal.
Tadpole going to get that pass to Rise on the left-hand side ball. It's well worked, and that bounce was uncomfortable. Cash just about getting a touch. RizX playing into the corner, his controlling touch, throwing off his teammate a bit, but he's still got possession, so it's worked well. Tadpole's there, not able to sneak that beyond Cash. The shot comes in. Ocelon forced to make another save as Rise comes off of the ceiling. Gorgeous touch there for control. Not able to make it work, though. Triple Trouble unable to extend their lead. Rix.GG still just a goal down, but my goodness, unable to get any breathing room as the team in orange just won't let them out of their own half.
Yeah, it really is a mirror of this previous series, game 1, but of course going the other way. And I don't think Rix are quite used to being under this much pressure so early on as they try and struggle and scramble out of the defense. But I think Triple Trouble look confident in just keeping the pressure up. Mike Boy will finally clear it downfield, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue for Triple Trouble at the moment. And so far, with 2 minutes gone, it's been very tight, but Triple Trouble looking comfortably in front.
RizX now clearing away from his own backboard. No boost to do anything with that. Tadpole now uncomfortable in the midfield. Cash trying to dispossess. RizX with the ball. Mike Boy looking for Ocelon. Ocelon won't be able to get the better of that 50, and the blue net is open. RizX with the slightest of touches. Frankly, I think that was already in, Astral.
Yeah, this was mentioned as well in the previous series. Why is the net open once again? Cash comes scrambling back. He's not in the right place at the right time. And RizX just needs the tiniest of touches to knock it down. And Rick seemed to be caught off guard, Elliot. They seem a little bit shocked by the pace that Triple Trouble have come out firing. And of course, they've got some momentum, taking down Euronics 3-0 in the previous series. Feeling confident, wanting to get through early to that playoff position, and certainly looking good for it right now in game number 1.
Mike Boy's backwards up the wall. He's got lots of boost left to make this work, but Rise is going to close him down in time. Ocelon now up and looking to take advantage of that weakened 2-man defense. The demo coming in from Mike Boy doing well, but Rick's unable to capitalize. Ocelon with the touch. He's going to try and bump Tadpole on his way out, and does so really well. Mike Boy getting taken off of that with a disruption. RizX now with possession, trying to save some of his boost for this extra touch over Ocelon. It's worked a charm. Mike Boy's back in time. Clears into orange territory here as that comes off of the backboard. Ocelon's there. Tadpole with the block. Cleared out now. The team in blue once again forced to play out from the back. Cash up with the pass to Mike Boy. Tadpole reads it first, and he will be able to challenge Ocelon here in the corner. Rise now putting it off of the backboard, trying to set himself through a tight angle double touch. 90 seconds left here in game 1, Astral. Triple Trouble still looking very, very dominant. Rix look like they could take one back at any moment, but just don't seem to be able to really get much going.
Yeah, 5 shots going for Triple Trouble at the moment, but you say that, Rix, they're going to find it. They did have something in the locker, and Mike Boy's going to find his first goal of the game, and one for Rix.GG, and this brings them back into contention, Elliot. They've been under pressure, but a minute 13 to go is plenty of time to turn the game around.
Certainly is. Mike Boy doing well there to just sneak that under the 2 orange players, and I said they looked like they could score at any moment, and it was only moments later that they did manage to bring it back, and now only a 1-goal deficit. Not exactly in the run of play, but the run of play is not what counts at the end of 5 minutes of game time here. At 60 seconds left on the clock, Rix down by 1 with a little bit of confidence now, trying to clear from their own backboard. RizX putting it up into the middle, but has to follow himself as there's no one there. Cash moving out No boost, but will keep the pressure on. He hasn't managed to find a touch, and that's really thrown Mike Boy off as Ocelon tries to defend from the near corner. No one pressuring well here. Mike Boy making a crucial save. Cash up. Rizex with the 50. Tadpole's beating Mike Boy to that one. Cash defending his own backboard here as he clears out into midfield. Ocelon almost first to that. Cash now with the touch onto the side. 20 seconds left on the clock. Ricks would really like to bring this one to overtime if they could. They don't want to be a game down after one in this series. Ocelon now at the backboard, not able to get it out. Cash clearing. Rise with all the pressure for triple trouble. They just won't stop. They won't give this Ricks team a chance. So they'll have to force it themselves. Rick on 0 seconds. Mike Boy trying to turn it back in front of net. It's off of the backboard. Rizex gets it over. The ball drops down. It's almost kept up. But Triple Trouble take game one.
Yeah, deservedly so, taking game one there. Great performance coming in from Triple Trouble. Rizex takes that MVP spot, and I think deservedly so. He was being a real thorn in the side of Ricks.GG towards the end of that game, throwing himself at all the balls, pressuring it consistently to stop anything going on that blue side of things, and certainly it paid off. They started the stronger in the opening couple of minutes. They had more chances, created an extra goal, and luckily it was enough to see them through. Ricks.GG's only goal, a simple one, but not quite doing enough for me in that game to get a victory.
Well, yeah, and 4 shots there in that game one. I mean, just looking at their games against Wu, they lost when they had 6 shots, Astral, and we were saying that was a huge step down for them in terms of their offensive pressure. They were hitting 12, 16 shots on target in a single game in their last series, and now to be confined to only 4. Are they going to be able to break out against Triple Trouble when they're keeping them so pinned in?
I think we're expecting them to see them open up a little bit more in the next game. We've certainly got a long series ahead of us. They're going to have to lose 2 more to get swept. I don't think it's going to be quite that simple. Ricks.GG are a very good team, and it was only a 1-goal margin to decide that game, a really close affair. It's just that Triple Trouble, they took the chances they had, and they had a few more in that game. But like you said that Ricks.GG looked like they could score at any moment, and I think that's because Triple Trouble were playing very, very aggressively, but always on an edge between too aggressively, I think, and Ricks.GG got to try and find that space and maybe get some counters in this game number 2.
Game number 2 gets underway here. Ricks.GG down by a game, but not by enough to really make them worry. Mike Boy going to come forward into the corner, misses the canister, and with 0 boost has to rotate out. Tadpole with a key save there, if not a difficult one. Comes down off of the ceiling. Well read by Rizex to take it in front of net, and a beautiful extra touch to stop the blue man from closing him down. There is good pressure from Ricks in the opening scenes here, if they can maintain it, as Cash really does intend to here, moving the ball forward towards the backboard, looking for the disruption play. That pass down is absolutely magnificent. It's off of the post. Cash is there at the other side, and Ricks take the lead.
Perfect start for Ricks. This is what they needed to come out firing. Ocelon's shot couldn't quite turn it in, but Cash is there to put all 3 Ricks.GG players in that orange box and get the job done. And what a great start. 4 shots in the opening 30 seconds for Ricks.GG and no answer from Triple Trouble. And they needed to come out firing and really give a shock to Triple Trouble, and they've done that in this opening minute.
45 seconds gone, and a 1-goal lead for Ricks.GG is certainly what they will be happy to see here, but defending their own net as Triple Trouble come forward. Cash now with a little bit of time, gonna get closed down by Tadpole, and that miss there from Mike Boy, leaving Ocelon under a lot of pressure. Does well to avoid the disruption. It's off of the crossbar now. Rise turning in for his turn. Ocelon taken out of contention there with a good demo. Cash finding that corner boost as Tadpole breaks out with the ball. No one able to do much with that as Rizex looks for Tad. It's a lovely team play. Rise in the middle, not able to confirm the shot, but it was a beautifully worked attack and really indicative of what kind of pressure Triple Trouble can put forward in the blink of an eye as well.
Yeah, great bit of team play coming in. Rise just not quite in the correct position. His momentum carrying him in the wrong direction to try and get power on it. That's why he sent it wide of the target. But regardless, a good bit of play from them. Certainly trying to open the game up as Cash has just been sent back into next week with that fake, and Triple Trouble still putting the pressure on Elliot. This one's dropping down very dangerously indeed.
Rise there with the shot. Cash able to turn it away. Mike Boy now looking upfield for Ricks. Rizex going to look right to Tadpole. Tadpole knows he's got Rizex inside, not able to get the ball away. Cash with good control there into the corner. Rise keeping the pressure on. No one else in orange that far pushed up, but Tadpole will manage to contest in the corner. Mike Boy and Cash double committing there, but able to get the ball out. Almost half of game 2 gone. Rix up by a single goal as Tad looks for that flip reset pass over to Rise. Rizex claiming possession, trying to get it in front of the blue net. And to be honest with you, Astral, I think Triple Trouble have struggled to get much going against Rix in this series. They are still keeping the pressure on relatively well, but it doesn't look quite as clinical as it did in game 1.
Yeah, they're missing that killer instinct on in the final herd. They've actually had an extra shot over Rix GG, but it doesn't feel like at the minute. All the pressure has not really led to much for Triple Trouble, and certainly this rotation for them offensively is not working out. They need to switch things up a little bit. They've had some good fakes in the midfield, but there's always been a last man back in the right place for Rix.GG, but not this time around. Rise will find the back of the net after a pass through from Tadpole.
Well, there's always someone back in the right position, but it's not going to help if he gets demoed and taken off of the field entirely. Lovely disruption play there, and what a way for Triple Trouble to equalize here in game 2 and bring us back all square with 2 minutes left on the clock, trying to get into the lead there very quickly. But now having to defend as Rix come forward and very aggressively so Reed. What a way for Rix to reclaim the lead.
Yeah, that was looking bad news for Triple Trouble from the start. The way Cash carried this one over the top of Rise. Rizex, not much he can do about that one in a 2v1 with Mike Boy trying to disrupt him as well. And Cash gets the read perfectly to slam it down. And just as quickly as Rix.GG will once again level, they're back in front, Elliot.
Tadpole not able to get his touch up into the air. Rise now looking for his turn. Takes it up. It's up off of the ceiling. He's not read it well enough. Mike Boy bouncing that one, trying to get it over Tadpole, who will read and almost takes it all the way. Mike Boy getting in the way of his teammate there, but able to get the ball out of danger momentarily. Cash with the in and out there. The squishy, very dangerous way of making that save as last man, but showing us the kind of confidence these players are playing with, even from a game down. And it is glorious to see. A minute 15 left on the clock here in game 2. Astral, what do Triple Trouble have to do now to bring this back?
They've been looking okay in this game, but they're missing a killer instinct, and that defense has been an absolute disaster. We talked about Rix.GG's defense in the previous series. What has gone on here? Rizex can't touch the ball. Tad's had a whiff as well, and Rise can only watch as his two teammates. I mean, that's devastating for the Triple Trouble side.
Not the way they wanted to concede, is it? And they look like they could be back in this game at any moment. But from 2 goals down, it's going to be... Oh, my goodness. I'm just going to stop talking, Astral.
The scoring is certainly open, that's for sure. Tadpole gets the finish. Rizex putting that kickoff in a perfect position. Mike Boy is pushing it. Cash was over there as well. And I think just a miscommunication there from Rix.GG, just pushing 2 players in for the ball, leaving themselves open once again. And we've seen that previously. They like to leave an open net, don't they, this Rix.GG side? And if they're not careful, it gets found. But they're still in the lead. They've still got 1 goal cushion over Triple Trouble, and they're still trying to add to it as well.
Tadpole's up. Gets a flip reset there. It's a glorious pass. Rise with the touch over to the right-hand side. Mike Boy with control. Finds some space on the left-hand side. He's going to bring it up into the corner, but closed down by the orange players. Triple Trouble now really want to get this extra goal and equalize. That is almost in the top corner, but Cash with another really, really nice save with the squishy. Beautifully worked. 25 seconds left now as Triple Trouble will have to break out from the back. Tadpole not able to sneak that one past Cash. He'll play it slow. He's got good possession here. Rise will claim it at the front post and try to get away, but Mike Boy's keeping the pressure on. Rix.GG just need to hold this lead for the next few seconds, and they don't even want to hold it. They want to extend it. Cash finds his hat trick, and that's a beautiful angle.
Quality bit of play coming in from Cash. He just gets the read. Rizex, all he can do is watch scrambling on the goal line, and it's placed right in the bottom corner. That finishes his hat-trick as well. 867 points for Cash in this game as he once again steps up with a star performance to continue his run.
1 second left. There's no time remaining. Triple Trouble, who won game 1, are going to lose game 2. And just like the first series of the evening, Astral, after 2 games, we're all square and everything to play for moving forward. Who do you think takes game 3 now after 1 apiece? And that doesn't necessarily mean that team will win the series, but I'm just interested, like, who do you think that Triple Trouble bounce back harder, or do you think Rix take this momentum into game 3?
It's difficult to say, isn't it? Because we really didn't see that much from Triple Trouble in this game. They looked solid in the first one, but Ricks really came out firing in game number 2. They showed another level of play, and they played like class, and Triple Trouble were honestly outclassed in that sense. They got plenty of shots on the board, 12 shots coming in from Triple Trouble, but they never looked that dangerous, did they? And one of those goals coming off a kickoff goal as well is that they basically only scored 1 goal by their own making while conceding 4. There was a lot of mistakes from Triple Trouble across the board. We saw 2 players whiffing in the defense as well. And really, I think perhaps just an inconsistent game and maybe a slip up there from Triple Trouble that they'll bounce back from. But Ricks looks very, very good in this game.
Yeah, I think it was, to be honest, on a better performance by Ricks rather than worse by Triple Trouble. I mean, they had 12 shots compared to their 7 in game 1, scored 2 of them just like they did in game 1, but Ricks making 9 saves, almost twice as many as in the first series, in the first game, sorry, and 8 shots, which was twice as many as in the first game. They managed to bag 4 of them, and just a really nice performance to come back from that first game loss. And Ricks with a lot of momentum now heading into the next game.
Yeah, Ricks are going to be confident. They were shaky a bit earlier on, but they figured themselves out. They're looking in the momentum, and they're going to get on the attack early again as well. Cash has just been absolutely flawless so far tonight. Really a standout player for Ricks.GG. And Triple Trouble, they're going to have to find a way to shut him down, and they're going to do so here, Elliot, looking for the counter. If Rizex can turn it in, he absolutely will, and Triple Trouble take the lead.
What a goal it was as well. And Ricks, unfortunately, with no one back, it's a common theme. Ricks finds a tight angle, but I have to say there was no doubt in my mind he was going to hit that once he was up. 14 seconds gone, 1-0 in favor of Triple Trouble, and so far whoever scores first wins the game. Do you think that that's what we're going to see in game 3?
Well, Triple Trouble certainly need an early goal to build some confidence after what was a particularly poor performance in the previous one, and I think that's going to increase the morale, but they're not going to reach across and save that one. Elliot Ocelon with a brilliant pass downfield to find Mike Boy for the finish.
And I was worried here because Cash and Mike Boy looked to be double committing initially, but Mike Boy calls him off of it and positions his car perfectly. Back of the net, 29 seconds gone. 1-1, Ricks.GG immediately back in it. And both of these teams now are looking so confident and applying so much pressure when they go forward. I just don't know how to call this. I don't know which side is going to take this.
I think Ricks have got the momentum at the minute. They're looking for more, and certainly Triple Trouble, they got a nice early goal to get themselves on the board, but it was an overcommitment once again from Ricks, and that goal coming in the other way was a great piece of team play, and Ricks is starting to pull out the disruption plays with the demos coming in as well. I think at the moment, the momentum has to be in Ricks' favour, but Triple Trouble can switch it on at any moment.
Cash not able to take it around the corner. Ocelon will be next up, but Rise with a beautiful air dribble here, taking it over Mike Boy, who inadvertently plays through the orange team. Triple Trouble keeping their attack going. Ocelon trying to get that clear for Ricks. Now Cash's turn to break upfield. There's no one in net. Ocelon not able to get a powerful enough shot forward, but a good opportunity for Ricks there on the counter attack. And both of these teams now, we've seen, forget to leave a man back far enough to cover the option. And it seems to be a common way of conceding, and it's not quite the standard that we were expecting.
Yeah, neither of these two teams likes to play on the defense. They like to get forward and start creating things. They love to get in the air and get control in the ball, as Ricks are trying to find this one into the center again, but that clear is well equal to it, and Tadpole definitely could have scored a goal on the counter if he was a little bit quicker, but both teams looking so confident in the air, and this is a much more open game where either team could score at any moment.
As you say that, one of the teams scores at any moment. Tadpole bringing the lead back in favor of Triple Trouble.
Tadpole come flying in for this one. Mike Boy and Ocelon, I'm not sure who was supposed to be going for that ball, but neither of them could make the decision, make the call and push it down. And Tadpole will say, if you leave that one, I'm going to take it. And he comes slamming in to put that one in and give Triple Trouble the lead.
2 minutes, 52 seconds left on the clock. Ricks.GG down by 1 again, but with plenty of time to make this work. Ocelon going to be forward, sets himself there. Cash going up his own backboard. A little bit uncomfortable. The pass out, not the greatest, and Rise will put pressure on the team in blue once more here. Tadpole with a disruption play on the defender. It's not going to work though. Cash is too cool. Tadpole able to find a demolition that might well have prevented Ricks from scoring on that counter attack, but Cash is there again, refusing to be closed out of the action. Tadpole Gonna find a clear to the right-hand side. Mike Boy will close it down. Ocelon with the shot. It's got a lot of power, but not really going to challenge the keepers. Rix with pressure, but it's turned down into blue territory. Rise now trying to get to that ball first with a read. Don't quite think he read the bounce exactly as he wanted to. Mike Boy up with the extra touch. Not going to take it over Rizex. Ocelon is there in front of net, but the shot easily turned out to the left-hand side. And Rix able to make opportunities happen, but not able to finish them off, and almost conceding themselves there, leaving the goal quite open again.
Yeah, they were starting to open the game up once again. They're getting very aggressive. They know they need a goal back in this series, and they were looking for it. But of course, like you say, they nearly got caught on the counter again. It's been a problem for Rix all night long, and certainly it's not getting any easier as Rise again is in a 1v1. He can't slam it in though, because Rix are going to cut across, make a double commit to make sure it's clear. But there does seem a little bit of panic from Rix, always in the defense and in the trying to scramble back. Perhaps because they overcommit going forward, but they love to get on the score sheet, and at the minute they're still behind because of that overcommit in the defense.
Cash over to the side. He's going to leave it. Tad, I think, thought he was beat out there as well, but he will claim possession and take a shot. Ocelon with the save, and now it falls to him to try and get this out again. The fake was almost enough, but a fantastic passing play from Rizex to Rise. Tad off of the post. Cash clearing out to the wing and moving upfield into the counter-attack. Tries to fake out Rizex. Not going to work for him, but it is still blue possession as Ocelon puts it towards the net. Mike Boy taking it up the side ball. He'll look to come off of the ceiling, looking for Cash to the inside. Rizex reads it. It's passed out to Rise. It's off the inside of her post. Rizex is there. 3-1. Triple trouble.
Finally, Triple Trouble get another shot on target this time. They've had 3 back-to-back shots hitting the post now. Coming forward, 2 players hit the post, and then another one comes bouncing out. But Rizex is going to clean it up and not miss again. And I think it's deserved the way they were playing and getting forward. If we look at the shots now, up to 12 on this Triple Trouble side. And Rix.GG just not quite dealing with the pressure. And with 30 seconds to go, 2 goals down, they're going to need a bit of a miracle, I think.
Tadpole looking to dribble that up the wall. Decides better of it. Lets Mikey pass it to Rizex himself. Ocelon putting it out. Doesn't read the fake from Mikey there, and it does confuse everyone, but that might have worked in their favor as Cash looks to take the shot from Mike Boy. It's not going to be enough. Ocelon with the touch over to the wing. 2 goals is too many to make back. Rizex dribbling it all the way forward and claiming a 4th for Triple Trouble, who win game 3 maybe more easily than they won game 1.
Yeah, lovely stuff coming in from them at the end, and they played really, really confident. They got better and better as the game went on, and certainly Rix kind of looked flat in the same way that Triple Trouble did in the previous game. They kind of swapped positions again, and it seems to be a constant back and forth between these two teams because they're actually pretty evenly matched, and it just depends who can show up in the individual game. But at the minute, this performance much better from Triple Trouble. Rizex getting a hat-trick in this one in 6 shots, and a really great performance. And then just quickly over to the other game as well. Euronics actually swept the Woo, got a 3-0 victory in the game on the B stream. That's a fantastic but surprising result.
I'm actually stunned by that, to be honest with you. Euronics, who were swept by Triple Trouble, going on to sweep the Woo, who put up a good fight against Rix.GG. Were eventually beaten 3-1 in our first series of the evening here on the A stream. That's a good effort for Euronics, and well done to them. That is not good for the Woo, who I do believe are now out of the competition after losing that one. But it is what it is. And congratulations to Euronics, in with a fighting chance now, and the only team remaining from the closed qualifiers. Triple Trouble just all over them in that game. 14 shots and 6 saves. Rix had 7 saves, but with 14 shots coming at your net, what are you going to do? Triple Trouble are certainly going to win the series if they carry on playing like that.
Yeah, Woo almost sent packing after losing to Euronics, but Triple Trouble played a much, much better game. But we said this in the game before, that Rix.GG looked so good. They were continuing their momentum, and they looked pretty unstoppable. And now we've seen a similar thing from Triple Trouble, so it's interesting how the momentum switches and how whoever scores first, Elliot, has continued the theme of winning. So we've got to look out for that first goal and see who finds the back of the net, because it could decide the series.
Cash coming round the corner, trying to get that first point on the board, and thus secure victory for Rix.GG here in game number 4. Down off of the ceiling, Rizex plays it over to the left-hand side of the field. Rise moving forward, gonna get his boost cut out there as he tries to steal from the blue team. Mike Boy Finds Ocelon, but also finds Rizex. Cash looks to clear into the center. Mike-Boy getting the better of that 50. Cash perfectly positioned to receive the pass. Mike-Boy can't turn it goalwards. Ocelon is there to apply the pressure. Tadpole with a good controlling touch. Ocelon able to get a 50, but it works out in favor of Triple Trouble as that comes down off of the ceiling and finds the back of the net. Rix GG down by 1 already.
A pretty fortunate bounce coming in, but Rise won't be complaining. Straight over the top of Mike-Boy, dropping in. I think Tadpole was trying to force that one over the line as well to stop Rix GG getting anything on it, but they'll love that one. What a bounce, and the angle perfectly finding its way into the top of the net.
A minute gone in game 4. Rix GG down by a goal and down series point as Triple Trouble just need to claim victory here to claim victory in this best of 5. Cash coming around the corner. He'll look to get an extra touch on it towards midfield. Ocelon now looking for Mike-Boy to his right. Mike challenging that. It's bounced off of the wall and off of the ceiling. Tadpole collecting, slowing things down, getting possession, trying to play it into the blue corner and just apply some pressure here as Rise comes with a snapshot. There's no one there again. Astral, I'm a broken record. What's happening?
Yeah, Rise has come knocking and nobody's home. The lights have been left off. I think there's a blackout at Rix.GG. What's going on here from Mike-Boy? Just pushing well out of position, but nobody pushing down the ball either further up the field. They've got to be putting pressure on that one earlier on and just giving them so much space. Rise will score once again with a very, very simple goal this time around, and Rix, they're just making it too difficult for themselves, already being 2 goals down.
A minute and a half gone, 2 goals down now. Rix have quite the job to do to bring this series back into their favor. Cash looking to pass down to Ocelon. It's well worked, but a little bit too close to the orange defender, and now Triple Trouble have a chance to counter-attack. The shot coming loose. Cash are able to get the save away with some good fortune from the post. It's not quite 3-0 yet, but Rise looking to change that. Rizex turning to get a challenge, but Mike-Boy claiming possession and will look for the pass inside. Ocelon's positioned well, but Tadpole able to turn it out as far as Cash. Cash around the corner, trying to guide it in front of net here. Ocelon with the roll up. He'll find an extra touch, accidentally clears it for the team in orange, who now begin their play out of their backlines. Half of the game gone here, Astral, as Rix GG look to bring one back here, but they really haven't threatened the net too much. Able to get plays going forward, but nothing that scary coming to phase this Triple Trouble defense.
They haven't, and I want to see a bit more from Cash. A bit more from Cash's teammates coming into this one, because Cash has been a star man throughout, but Mike-Boy and Ocelon have been somewhat quiet in front of goal, and really he's been trying to force them upfield and get the team going themselves. And Ocelon's not back once again. What's happened here? Triple Trouble got a 3rd goal.
Rise getting a nice read off of his backboard. Rizex finding the angle well, but realistically, that should be a pretty easy one to deal with. I mean, we're seeing some, I don't want to say low-level goals, because anything at this level is high-level gameplay definitionally, but simpler goals that we wouldn't necessarily expect to see scored on a team as good as we know Rix are.
Yeah, but we saw these problems coming in the previous series against Wu, that there just seem to be cracks appearing from time to time with Rix, and they're great going forward and they seem confident there, but in the defense, it's just not where they want to be. They don't seem comfortable at all. There's a lot of panic coming in and double commits, and again, 3 players pushing out under the ball there. If Rise had placed that one a little bit better towards the midfield, could have opened things up for Triple Trouble. I'm just a little bit concerned about the mentality of these Rix GG players, as they just playing a little bit scared now, I think, to be honest. Triple Trouble looking very, very confident.
Rise looking for the carry there, won't find it. Mike-Boy trying to break out. The shot coming in requires a save from Cash. Tadpole firing away here as Triple Trouble line up to take turns at net. A minute 14 left in play here in game 4. There is enough time for Rix to come back, but they have to start moving quickly, and at the moment it does not look like that will be the way this goes. Cash up to try and get on the end of the pass. Rizex firing it towards goal again. Mike-Boy clearing straight down the middle of the pitch. Cash moving out. Mike-Boy putting that goal bound, but Rizex is there to make the save, and that does seem to be the difference here between these two sides, is with Orange, there's always someone back to make the save, and that wasn't necessarily true in the last game of the series, but they've done well here in game 4 to hold their defense in shape and to always have someone covering the most threatening option. And it's worked a charm for him, because 30 seconds left and 3-0 up, 4-0 up seems insurmountable.
Yeah, it's just intelligent play from Triple Trouble. They just got this figured out, and I think they know where they need to be at the right time. Of course, they don't need to overcommit this late on into the game with a 3-goal cushion. They were well in the driver's seat, and it was all about Ricks having to force themselves forward to get some goals back. And with that, putting the fourth one into the back of the net with 30 seconds to go, it's looking all but over for Ricks.GG in this series because Triple Trouble have just stepped up to another level.
22 seconds on the clock, 4 goals down. Ricks GG, unfortunately, are not going to be able to make anything of this series, and Triple Trouble will take their second win of the evening and put themselves in a really good spot as Rizex bags a 5th for the team in orange. They put themselves in a really good spot to top this pool.
Yeah, absolutely. All they got to do is win that final game against Wu, but certainly now Ricks.GG have got a game on their hands. They've got to play a Euronics team who have just swept the Wu and are going to be very, very confident. We saw them in the close qualifier, how aggressive they were and how great they were going forward. Ricks.GG are going to have to step up in that one because they're not going to be a pushover this Euronics game inside.
And you have to wonder about the mentalities of both of the teams coming into it as well. Ricks GG unable to score a goal in that last game, getting absolutely hammered 5-0 by Triple Trouble, who again had 12 shots in that game, only needed to make 5 saves, but didn't concede a single goal. Ricks GG coming in against Euronics, who have just won and swept the Wu out of the competition entirely. Euronics have a good chance here.
Yeah, Euronics have a very good chance here. I mean, that sees Triple Trouble through. They've just got to secure that top spot now to put themselves in the right position. Of course, they can still lose to the Wu, which would affect the seeding a little bit depending on the result of the next game between Ricks and Euronics. But Euronics now have a great chance, absolutely, of getting through because Ricks are going to be vulnerable. You want to play them after a defeat like that, and now's the best time for them to do it.
Triple Trouble doing a really good job of holding Ricks just down the entire series, wasn't it? Ricks did well in game 2 and they managed to win by a single goal, by 2 goals, 4 goals to 2. And they looked strong in game 2. They came back after their early defeat in game 1 and they looked like a team that could challenge this Triple Trouble side, but it just dissipated throughout the rest of the series. And Triple Trouble went from strength to strength. I mean, you'd have to favor them to go 3-0 here, surely, against the Wu coming up.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, the Wu have lost both games, and we're looking at probably Triple Trouble being the strongest team. Ricks looked really good at the start of the series. They weren't perfect, but they looked like they were going to be very competitive. And as the series went on, Triple Trouble just got better and better. There you can see the standings as well. Triple Trouble just a class apart, really, and looking so solid. Only dropped 1 game against Ricks so far, and now looking to seal it out against Wu. And all the pressure is on Ricks against a very good Euronics team.
Yeah, I mean, Triple Trouble with a 5-game positive differential. Ricks GG with 0 games overall in terms of their win-loss streak so far. I mean, it's not been a good night for Wu, has it, Astral? And I'm sad because they looked really good in the first series.
Yeah, their defensive performance in the first series against Ricks was very solid, but now we've seen that Ricks played against Triple Trouble and perhaps aren't having the best night themselves, so maybe that's why they made Wu look a little bit better than what we thought. And Euronics, fair play to them, coming in as the losers bracket, the lowest seed team in this group, to get a 3-0 sweep, they've got to be feeling very, very good about that. They've got to have some great confidence. So I'm looking forward to these last 2 games to see how this group really splits up, because it's looking interesting and still very close, and 3 teams still up for getting through.
Yeah, I'm very keen to see what Wu can do here and what their mentality is like, knowing that they aren't going to be able to get through. Whether they'll have any energy left in the tank to bring this to Triple Trouble, or do you just think Triple Trouble are gonna absolutely steamroll them?
I think Triple Trouble will probably come through and steamroll them. But in the same sense, this is good experience for them regardless. They get to play against Triple Trouble. They're going to be obviously disheartened, frustrated that they can no longer get out of this group. But at the same time, they've got to take something from that, try and use the game as good practice, work on the mistakes, and improve. At the end of the day, they're going to have other tournaments coming up around the corner, and they need to be ready.
I certainly do. And what better chance to practice than going head to head with an RLCS team and a team as good as Triple Trouble, who secure their second win of the evening here in the Air group. 3-0, they beat Euronics in the first game, swept them out of that series with no trouble whatsoever, and 3-1 against Rix GG, just looking absolutely dominant. And well, let's see what they can do in the next series. Coming up after our break, we are going to be watching Triple Trouble and Woo here go head to head. Triple Trouble looking to secure their third win and that #1 spot in the group for the best possible seeding. Over on the B stream at the Imperial Esports League, we are going to be covering Rix go head to head with Euronics, and that will be the decider of who else goes through to the final day on Sunday. So that's going to be a pretty exciting matchup as well. Astral, going back to the series we just watched, Rix GG versus Triple Trouble, who is your most valuable player?
This is a difficult one. I mean, all of those players on Triple Trouble played a really, really great game. You got to give it to them. They worked really well as a team as well. Rise scored some interesting goals. Tadpole, perhaps not quite at his best. I think I'm going to give this one to Rizex. I think he stepped up very well, but all three of them could have earned it. They played great as a unit, but I'm going to say Rizex. He really stood out, gave a great performance defensively and going forward as well, and helped link up the team play.
Well, congratulations, Rizex. I'm sure he'll be absolutely thrilled to know that Astral has picked him as his player of the series there against Rix.gg. And I can't deny it, Rizex had a cracker there, scoring 2-4, 5 goals in the series, almost scoring in every single goal, every game apart from the second one, funnily enough. So apparently for Triple Trouble, if Rizex scores, they win, but maybe that's just correlation and not causation. We'll have to find out after the break when Triple Trouble go head to head with Woo. So don't go anywhere.
Nobody likes being left out. That's why Special Effect are helping people with physical disabilities to play video games. But this isn't just about having fun. The gaming setups we create are personalised, so people can play to the very best of their abilities. And that opens the door to inclusion and independence, confidence and creativity. Help us level the playing field and create more magical gaming moments. Because it's everyone's turn to play.
While I'm walking lonely through the night, you can break my